Hello, internet people, everybody in the meta universe. So, just a short video today. We're going to talk a little bit about majorities, minorities, the NRA, the Constitution. So, if you watch my previous video in YouTube, you know that I spoke extensively about gun laws and gun law reform and what's needed, and why applying a ban for assault weapons wouldn't even be a drop in the bucket, because it has been enacted in the past, and what it actually wound up doing was people stockpile on guns. They saw gun violence trending down, not as a causation of the ban, it was other issues. Plus, right now, banning the sale of something is not really gonna do much to change everything that is happening, because there are more guns than people in the United States. So let's talk about the NRA and money. The majority, this is not a Discord issue. This is definitely not a Discord issue. This is not an issue where Americans are deeply divided like some of the other issues that have been discussed recently, like upholding Roe v. Wade. Polls show that 90% of Americans agree that we need to reform our gun laws. Why is it not happening? Why? Because the NRA and other lobbyists that are pro-gun, that don't want to lose money, use politicians as puppets. They have them in their pocket, and money will always speak louder than people. Always. Money will always speak louder for some people. This is what I keep saying, that people need to get involved and get engaged at the local level, and understand that until we rally together and see that we have more things in common than separate us, this country, the only direction this country is going to be moving towards is going to be backwards. We're not going to see progress until we understand that me as a Rivera have more in common with the Smith, with the Singhs, with the Date-Wellers, with the Caris up the street, than I have with any politician any given day. And that's what needs to happen. 90%. Why are they not doing what the majority is asking them to do? Money. Plus the bunch of psychos that we elected, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Matt Gaetz, like Lauren Boebert, like Ted Cruz, like Marco Rubio. That's why changing vote laws and make sure that everybody has the right to vote is vital. That's why we need to embrace diversity and stop with the craziness of replacement theories and critical race theory and all kinds of bullshit that are being peddled, so you don't feel outrage at the things that you should be feeling outrage. In order to save our children, we need to push these politicians to pass laws that make common sense and that all Americans want. All Americans want that right now. Everybody agrees that something needs to be done, that is getting old to be having these mass shootings and having the flag half-staff and constantly having prayers and vigils and all kinds of stuff. It is time to act. But the only way that that's going to happen is if we vote and require that from our representatives. The other part to that is Americans need to wake the fuck up and understand that the Constitution is not written in stone. It has been edited and amended to reflect the changes of the time and to fit the changes of the time. We need to stop like this is some sacred document. It's not. It is just that. It's a set of rules. It's a document that can and has be and needs to be amended. And until that happens, we're not going to see positive change. We're not going to see progress. And that's exactly what politicians want, is for us to become tribal, create tribalism and division, and hold it like, oh, guns and the Second Amendment and the Constitution is sacred and I'm a patriot. No, you're not. You're ignorant if you don't realize that this change needs to happen. That's all you are. You're another sheep. You're another puppet. You're ignorant. The Constitution can and needs to be fixed. Full stop. There's no other way to look at it. And that is not going to happen until everybody takes accountability, everybody is responsible, and everybody votes these people out and requests that changes are made. Is that going to happen in the United States? I certainly hope so. Because otherwise, you might as well keep your flag flying at half-mast and keep praying. The other thing that we need to stop is, making it a racial thing, an indoctrination thing, a race thing. No, it's none of that. It is a simple issue. The United States has a deeply ingrained gun culture that it refuses to let go, and it will place the Second Amendment above any lives, and that is unacceptable. We need to move that pedal. We need to move that lever. It's not going to move itself. The politicians are certainly not going to do it unless they think they're going to lose their chairs and their cushy positions and salaries. They are going to give you all of the excuses in the world that have nothing to do with the problem. So we need to be the ones that carry the message and that hold them to account and say, hey, no, bro, you've been a senator for how long now? 15 years, 20 years, 40 years? And this keeps happening. What are we doing? Until we get that type of attitude, nothing is going to change. And there can be gun ownership. There can be responsible gun ownership. We just need to legislate. We just need to ask the GOP to start legislating and start presenting policies. It is not enough. It is not fair to continue to play defense and just oppose everything that is presented to you, but you're never presenting a solution. No, you have Ted Cruz reading stupid ass kids book. You have Marco Rubio talking about Disney. You just have a bunch of ignorant people that are not presenting any solutions. And whose fault is that? The voters. Because you do have the power. You do have the power to make those changes. But you have to want to realize that this goes beyond party lines and is something more. We need to rally. We need to come together. Because as long as Ted Cruz and Mitch McConnell and Senator Boons are getting buku money from the lobbyists to not touch the guns, nothing is going to happen. And with the ban right now, enacting a ban, it's not even going to be a drop in the bucket. It's just going to prompt people to go and stockpile on weapons, and if anything, it might get things worse. That's the reality. So for those of you that saw Matthew McConaughey and thought he was hypocritical because he is a gun owner and he has used guns in his movies, listen to the whole message so you can get the perspective from somebody that is a gun aficionado and how everybody is in favor of this. But that little loud minority that is those rabid GOP, those rabid Trumpers that are trying to make you feel that defending guns is the ultimate patriotic act, are the louder voices. Nothing is going to change. Think about that. If you have children, if you have sons, daughters, if you have nephews, nieces, if you're somebody that loves children and wants to see some sort of future in this country, think about that. Think about that. Are they playing to my fears with the replacement theory and all kinds of craziness and bullshit that people believe? And I just don't even know in what country I live anymore. Am I playing into the propaganda? Or do I want to leave my children with a better future? Do I want to see my children grow and not be the next statistic? Because I'll tell you this much. 3 weeks from today, those 19 children from Uvalde would fade into the background, and we will be talking about the fucking Kardashians or whatever Rihanna named her baby or some craziness like that, because that's the society we live in. It is time. It is time, and it is up to you and me to change those around us and push for progress. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll be talking to you guys soon.